Pirate News. I'm Bobby Steiner.
And I'm Christian Gardner. Today we'll bring you the latest from across campus, the tri-state area, and the globe.
We'll also bring in your Seton Hall sports update and your 5-day weather forecast.
Seton Hall students continue to give back to our community amid school and the pandemic. Amaryllis Rodriguez started Baskets for Neighbors 4 years ago, where she's collected over 10,000 items and distributed over 500 baskets full of supplies for those suffering from hunger, poverty, illness, violence, and homelessness. Amaryllis was recently honored nationally in Washington, D.C. for her service to the community at the Franciscan Festival. Amaryllis continues to exemplify the power of generosity through nonprofit Baskets for Neighbors. You can donate to the organization on Venmo at Baskets for Neighbors.
This week, the Office of the Provost announced another edition of Impact Talks. It will take place in the Nursing Amphitheater in Schwartz Hall at 6 p.m. on December 2nd. It will feature a screening of the Emmy-winning documentary It Will Be Chaos and a panel including the film's directors, Lorena Luciano and Filippo Piscopo, along with Assistant Dean and Professor Jeff Togman. The event is co-sponsored by the Office of the Provost and the Alberto Italian Studies Institute.
With no real place for public speaking, Jarud Mendel made his own. As a sophomore within the Buccino Leadership Institute last year, Mendel realized how although public speaking is a huge part in being a leader, there was no place on campus for students to better their public speaking skills in nurturing an environment. Inspired by his speech club in high school, Mendel created the Voice of Leadership after pitching to all students and associate deans of the Leadership Institute. The club has been running for a year, meeting bi-weekly in Jubilee Hall, room 132, consisting of impromptu speech games that excite members' creativity. For more information, contact Sophia Dinman at sophia.dinman@student.shu.edu.
The Newark Public Library held a historic conference Tuesday evening, courtesy of Seton Hall's own William J. Connell. Connell is a professor of history and the co-author of the Rutledge History of Italian Americans. The event offered a look into the responsibilities minority writers have had to face in the 1960s. It called into question issues like whether or not minority writers had certain responsibilities or obligations when writing characters they identify with. It featured the first airing of a historic 1962 discussion between Philip Roth, Ralph Ellison, and Pietro Di Donato.
Now we'll head over to John Makuch with your Seton Hall Sports Update. John?
Thanks, Christian. Hi, I'm John Makuch here with your Seton Hall Sports Update. The Seton Hall women's basketball team picked up a home victory against the Lehigh Mountain Hawks on Tuesday by a score of 87-77. Andra Espinoza-Hunter and Lauren Park Lane both put up 20-plus points with 22 and 20 respectively. Espinoza-Hunter also put up 10 rebounds, finishing with a double-double, while Park Lane added in 7 assists as well. Sydney Cooks also showed out again for the Pirates. Despite the 10-point victory, this game remained close for the most of it. With there being 7 lead changes in this matchup, the Pirates were able to take over offensively near the end, with 5 Pirates scoring in double figures. Seton Hall will now travel to sunny Cancun to take on Iowa and Toledo for Thanksgiving weekend. The Seton Hall men's basketball team picked up one of the biggest wins in program history on Tuesday night with a road victory against number 4 Michigan. The Pirates came into a hostile environment and played a close game against one of the best teams in the entire country. Jared Roden, who was still recovering from injury, put up 16 points, which led the team, along with 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Bryce Aiken was able to create his own shots when the Pirates needed a bucket, putting up 13 points for the squad. Trey Jackson is emerging as one of the Pirates' best players with 13 points and 6 rebounds as well. Seton Hall fought back from down double digits in the second half, but rallied back to take the lead late in the game's final minutes. That'll do it for your Seton Hall Sports Update. Once again, I'm John Makuch. Now back to Bobby and Christian at the desk with your news from the tri-state area.
Thanks, John. Princeton University announced the opening of the Efron Center for the Study of America earlier this week. The center was a gift from Princeton alumnus Blair Efron and his wife, Cheryl. Its director, Aisha M. Beliso de Jesus, says it will provide a space for intellectual discussions to produce transformative research and teaching that is guided by its principles of civil rights, freedom, social justice, and inclusion. The Efron Center is another part of the university's Venture Forward campaign, which seeks philanthropic support, alumni engagement, and sharing the school's defining principles and impact on the world.
In more local news, public school students in Wayne have something extra to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. They're getting a homework break, one of 3 no homework weekends scheduled this school year. That means no tests, quizzes, papers, or homework is due after the holiday. Wayne School Superintendent Mark Toback instituted these wellness weekends 3 years ago, saying he hoped they would lead to healthier students.
Now we'll head over to Kara Eckert with your 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Kara?
Thanks, Bobby. Hello, Pirates. I'm Kara Eckert here with your 5-day weather forecast. Today, expect a mix of clouds and sunshine with rain and likely at night. The high will be 69 and the low will be 40. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny, but it will be a chilly day with a high of 48 and a low of 31. Saturday, expect mostly cloudy skies, but again, it will be a chilly one, as the high will be 47 and the low will be 38. We end the week on Sunday with cloudy skies and possible night rain showers. Though we do warm up a tiny bit, the high will be 55 and the low will be 41. We do start the week Monday with rain showers throughout the day. The temperature will be slightly warmer with a high of 54 and a low of 34. So the temperatures this week are reminding us that winter is indeed coming and is around the corner. That'll do it for your 5-day weather forecast. Once again, I'm Kara Eckert. Now back to Bobby and Christian at the desk with your news from across the country.
Thanks, Kara. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio announced this week that tourists can once again return to Times Square for New Year's Eve. Anyone planning on going is required to show proof of vaccination. Those who are not able to get vaccinated due to disabilities are required to show a negative COVID test 72 hours before the event, and children below the age of 5 need to be accompanied by a vaccinated adult. In his announcement, de Blasio said he wants us to show the world that the city is 100% back.
In international news, the Indian capital city of Delhi has had to shut down all of its schools and colleges indefinitely due to worsening levels of air pollution. A toxic haze has covered the city since the festival of Diwali. Levels of PM 2.5, which are tiny particles that can clog people's lungs, are extremely high. According to the Air Quality Index, figures of 0 to 50 are considered good quality. 51 to 100 is considered satisfactory. In parts of Delhi, air quality has been recorded as bad as 400 on this scale. A mix of factors like vehicular industrial emissions, dust, and weather patterns make Delhi the world's most polluted capital. The air turns especially toxic in winter months as farmers in neighboring states burn crop stubble, and fireworks during the festival of Diwali, which happens at the same time, only worsen the air quality. Low wind speed also plays a part as it traps the pollutants in the lower atmosphere. The Indian Supreme Court is actively working to address pollution, urging the government to take imminent and emergency measures.
That'll do it for today's episode of Pirate News. I'm Bobby Steiner.
And I'm Christian Gardner. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, wear a mask, and have a wonderful day.